world's smartest meteorologist? This week, that answer could be Eric Ahasic. He is actually a contender on Jeopardy, and he has been an Illinois native, just ended his run of 6 nights as the champion of the long-running game show. And he's taking home more than $160,000 as the 6th highest money winner so far this season. Eric, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Eric, how would you describe your experience on Jeopardy up to this point?
I mean, it was a dream come true is the simplest way to put it. I've been trying out for the show since I was in high school, and I've taken the test, gone through the whole audition process every year. And this was my lucky turn, I guess. Finally got the opportunity to be on the show and took advantage of it. It was just so much fun being able to play the game for real up there on the stage, and not just win, obviously, but just to meet everyone on staff, meet all my fellow contestants. It was 2 of the funnest days of my life being out there.
Now, you mentioned you've started this process in high school. Tell us what it's like to kind of take the test and stuff.
Yeah, it's a pretty grueling process. There's a test you can take every year. And if you pass that one, you get the privilege of taking another test. And if you pass that second one, then you get an invitation to an audition where you play a little fake game of Jeopardy. It's all on Zoom now during the pandemic, where you actually hold a pen up to your webcam and buzz that way. And after that, they do a little personality interview like you might see in the show. And I really only made it to that last stage, the audition, like 3 or 4 times in the 15 or 16 years I've been trying out. So it's really tough. And I don't know, I just felt good after this one. Like, this was, it's been long enough. This is my time. So clearly it worked this time. And like I said, I was able to take advantage of it.
Now, it must be pretty different to actually get up on Jeopardy and have the lights on you, the clicker in hand, compared to most of us that are just yelling at the screen from home. So what did it feel like, that difference there, when you felt that reality on the stage? Did the nerves kick in, or how does that work?
Yeah, before my first game was some of the most nervous I've been in my entire life. I mean, when I get to the studio, you always kind of, okay, who's the defending champion? How many games have they won? And it turns out that the first day, the defending champion had won 16 games and almost $300,000. So, right then it was, my heart sunk a little bit, because I was just thinking, oh my God, I'm just going to play someone better than me and probably lose. And this is going to be a one and done affair. So yeah, I was nervous that first game. My hand was actually shaking on the final Jeopardy question. And I don't think my handwriting's pretty bad to begin with. I don't think it was too noticeable, but I got that one right and just kind of kept riding the emotional wave as long as I could, and managed to not just win that first one, but 6 other ones, which was incredible. But yeah, it is so much harder up there on stage than it is yelling answers at your TV from your couch. Your brain just doesn't work the same up there. When I was actually able to watch some of the games this past week, there were some questions where I was thinking, whoa, how did I know that? I don't know that now. But there are a lot more of them where you're thinking, oh, come on, you know that one. Why didn't you try to buzz? But, it goes by so fast and your brain's whizzing by at 1,000,000 miles an hour. It's a lot different up there on stage with the lights on.
That adrenaline rush is probably quite a bit different. Well, can you actually study for Jeopardy or cram things in right before the show? Is there any chance of that? How do you really prepare for each episode?
Yeah, I mean, I did, and I think it worked. So I personally think you can. The way I like to put Jeopardy is, you don't need to know everything about everything. You really need to know a little bit about everything. And so, they're not going to just reuse the same questions, but the best way to study for the show is just watch it every night, because you kind of pick up on the clues that the writers will use in each question. And they tend to kind of ask the same things about the same topics if you watch long enough. So if you're able to watch long enough and kind of know what they're going to ask for about Winston Churchill, or what they're going to ask for about certain presidents and certain books and movies and everything, you don't have to know everything about every actor ever, but if you know like their main 2 movies and maybe who won what Oscar, that's good enough to at least get you by. And so I spent, I'm up here in Minnesota. Our winters are long and our winters are cold. And so I was like, well, I can go outside and run, but it's below 0 right now. maybe I'll just stay in and read some Wikipedia or watch some old Jeopardy episodes. And I did that a lot this winter and managed to shove a lot of stuff into my brain and actually be able to pull it out on the show. And I mean, I guess it worked because I had some pretty nice success.
And speaking of the National Weather Service office there in the Twin Cities, you've been doing that job for a while, but are you going to try to transition to television work after all of this time in front of the camera?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm just kind of recovering from the whirlwind for my shows right now. I really enjoy what you get to do on TV, where you take some really complicated science, some really complicated weather forecasts, and simplify it for the public. You know, that's what you do on TV every day. And we kind of get to do that in the National Weather Service. But, you know, I kind of had a little bit more than my 15 minutes of fame here with Jeopardy. And I got to admit, it is kind of nice to be behind the scenes sometimes and not always be everywhere you go. It's, oh, hey, it's the weather guy. It's the weather guy. So you never know what might come up in the future. But for now, you know, I'm just doing what I've always been doing.
Understandable, and there's no problem with that. Well, you won 6 nights in a row and lost on the 7th night by just $2. Your loss. You're going to be coming back, though, later this year in the Tournament of Champions. How has this really changed your life?
I mean, like I said, it's just something I've always wanted to do my whole life. And I mean, it was so much fun just to be up there and play Jeopardy. Like, I mean, I would have, you know, if there was a Jeopardy experience you could pay to pay some money and go up on the stage and play, I would have done that. But just to do it and have some success at it and win some games was so much fun. And I am so excited to have an invitation to come back and play in the Tournament of Champions. This has been, anyone that's watched Jeopardy this year knows this is the craziest year of Jeopardy they've ever had. I mean, in a normal season, if somebody wins 10 games, that's incredible. That's a huge streak. And there's been multiple people who've done that this year. There's a 40-game winner, a 38-game winner, 23 games, 16 games, 11 games. It's going to be the most competitive Tournament of Champions yet. And just a few months ago, I was excited just to watch it on TV and watch all these great champions compete. And now to be able to go up on that stage, to meet all of them and play against them is going to be so much fun. And I just cannot wait.
Well, we certainly wish you the best of luck. You've got a busy year ahead of you. Meteorologist Eric Ahasic, thank you so much for joining us.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out these other videos here and be sure to subscribe for new content and the latest weather news from AccuWeather.